Hello, high school orchestra. This is part of your lesson for March 17th, 2020. And we're going to continue with our scale of the week that we've been doing in class. It'll be a little bit different being at home and working independently, but I'd still like to get through every scale over the next couple of weeks. So if you look on the screen here, I have a copy of the Circle of Fifths. It looks actually a little bit different than the one we have hanging in the classroom, but I actually like it better. If you remember, we've already done all of the scales on the right-hand side, except for F sharp. We're saving that for later, but we've done most of the sharp scales, and we have started our way around the flat side of the circle. Last week we did the key of E flat, which means that this week we're on the key of A flat. And over here it lists or shows our key signature. I know not everyone reads treble clef, but you all should have the order of flats memorized. The order is B, E, A, D, G, C, F. Those are the 7 flats. A lot of people remember it B, E, A, D, spell the word bead. And then if you're into math, you'll know GCF stands for the greatest common factor. So that's a good way to remember your flats. So you see in this, there's 4 flats, and so it's B, E, A, D. Now, the thing that's a little bit annoying about this when you play a string instrument is you can't play open A, you can't play open D, and you can't play open E. So a lot of open strings that you have to avoid when you play this scale. I'll play it for you in a second. Now, if I was a violin or a viola, this is one case where you guys actually have the same fingering for a scale. So you remember that we're working with that whole half pattern, where if you start the scale on your first finger, you just do a space, space, and then your pinky's close, and you end up doing that 4 times. So for both viola and violin, you're going to start in half position with a low 1 on the G string, and you're going to do the whole half in first position, and then shift up to third position and do the whole half again. Okay, cellos, you're going to start on the A flat on the G string as well. You can wait until you get to the A string to shift up, but just remember you can't play open D and you can't play open A. So you're going to have to do some extensions to get where you need to avoid playing those strings. And bass, you're going to start on A flat, which is the same as G sharp. So if you think on your E string, 4 fingers on the E string is G sharp. That's your first note. And for bass, we're only having you do the 1 octave because that would go very high to do a 2 octave for these scales. So I'm going to play it on violin right now. Your job, I don't expect you to be able to play it perfectly today. Remember, this is scale of the week. So you have until Friday to upload a video or an audio recording of yourself playing the scale so I can hear how you do. If it's not perfect, it's not the end of the world. It's just so I can hear where you're at with the scale. And don't try to do it today. I would recommend that you play through this every day, and then by Friday you should be at your best with it. So let me just play it so you have an idea of what we're listening for. I would also recommend that you just have a tuner out while you're practicing. Sometimes when we're in the large group, it's easy to hear if you're out of tune because we're hoping that everyone is in tune, and maybe if one person's out, you can tell. When you're on your own, it's a little bit harder. So having that tuner out will be helpful to you. So here's our A flat major scale. Let me move here so you can see my hand. All right, so good luck practicing that, and I'll hear everyone's scale on Friday.